If you're over 60, listen closely, because your mornings may be stealing your energy. It's not always age, and it's not just poor sleep. The truth is, some healthy breakfast foods are secretly draining your strength, clouding your memory, and robbing you of independence. Keep eating them, and your golden years will feel heavier and weaker. Stop them now, and you can reclaim mornings of energy, clarity, and vitality. You see, mornings are sacred. In Shaolin tradition, the first hour of the day is when your body's qi, your vital energy, is most open to being shaped. What you do, what you eat, what you think in those precious minutes sets the tone for everything that follows. Modern science agrees. Your metabolism, your hormones, your mental clarity, all are influenced by your morning rituals. But too many seniors unknowingly poison their mornings with foods that spike blood sugar, stress the heart, and cloud the brain. And then they wonder why they feel sluggish, forgetful, or constantly tired before noon. Today I will reveal the first of the 3 most dangerous foods you must avoid. And when you replace them, you will feel the difference in just days. Let me begin with a story. A man named Richard, age 72, from Ohio, once wrote to me after watching a teaching. He said, "Master, I sleep well, but I wake up exhausted. By 10 a.m. I need a nap. I don't understand. I eat a healthy breakfast every day." When I asked him what that breakfast was, he smiled and said, "Orange juice, a bowl of cereal, and toast. It's what my doctor told me years ago." I told him, "Richard, what you call healthy is in fact the very cause of your fatigue. You are starting your day with sugar disguised as food." He didn't believe me at first, but he tried what I suggested. Within 3 weeks, he said, "Master, I feel 20 years younger. My mornings are alive again." And all he did was remove one common food. So let's begin with the first culprit. The first food that steals your energy after 60 is breakfast cereal. Yes, the colorful boxes, the crunchy flakes, the ones with promises of fiber and vitamins. For decades, they've been marketed as the smart way to start the day. But for seniors, these cereals are nothing but refined sugar bombs. Let me explain why. When you pour that bowl of flakes or whole grain clusters, what you're really eating is a processed starch coated in sugar. The moment it hits your mouth, your saliva begins breaking it down into glucose. Within minutes of swallowing, your blood sugar surges like a roller coaster climbing steep tracks. Your pancreas scrambles to release insulin to push that sugar into cells. At first, you feel a small burst of energy, maybe even a wake-up buzz. But what goes up must come down. Within an hour or 2, your blood sugar crashes, and with it, your energy, your focus, your mood. That is why so many seniors who eat cereal in the morning feel the need for a second cup of coffee, or even a nap before noon. Now let's add another layer. After age 60, your body's metabolism slows. Your muscles are less efficient at absorbing glucose, and your cells become more resistant to insulin. This means that the same bowl of cereal that barely bothered you at 30 now pushes your body into chaos at 70. The result is not just fatigue, it is weight gain, inflammation, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. You are not just losing energy for the day, you are accelerating the aging process in your arteries and brain. The Shaolin masters teach that what enters in the morning sets the rhythm of the heart. Cereal sets a rhythm of chaos, highs and lows, stress and fatigue. Instead of a calm, steady drumbeat of vitality, you create a storm of spikes and crashes. Imagine starting a journey by filling your car with dirty fuel. You may drive a few miles, but soon the engine sputters. That is what cereal does to your body's engine. But the worst part? Many seniors eat cereal believing they are making the responsible choice. Advertisements tell them it is fortified with vitamins, heart healthy, or low fat. But these labels are clever disguises. A cereal fortified with synthetic vitamins is like painting over rust. The surface looks shiny, but inside, the structure is rotting. What your body needs is natural nourishment, not processed promises. Let me ask you, how many mornings have you felt tired before the day even began? How many times have you thought, maybe I didn't sleep well, when in truth, it was your breakfast that betrayed you? You see, health is not only about what you add, but what you remove. Removing cereal from your mornings is like removing a heavy stone from your pocket. You suddenly feel lighter, freer, more capable of moving forward. I remember a Shaolin monk once told me, "Do not mistake sweetness for strength." That is the lesson here. Sweetness in the morning does not give you power, it steals it. It leaves you weaker, more dependent, and less in control of your day. So what can you do instead? Replace cereal with foods that give steady energy. Eggs, oats in their natural form, nuts, seeds, fresh fruit in moderation. Foods that release energy slowly, feeding your cells without shocking your system. These are foods the body recognizes, foods that align with your chi, not fight against it. And when you make this change, the shift is remarkable. Seniors who once dragged themselves through mornings find themselves alert, engaged, and energized. They walk more, smile more, and even their memory sharpens. This is not theory. This is lived truth, proven again and again. Now I want you to pause and reflect. Imagine yourself tomorrow morning. You open your cupboard, there's a box of cereal. You remember this teaching. Will you reach for the box, knowing it steals your energy? Or will you choose a new path? One that honors your body and your golden years? The choice is yours, and your future depends on it. In this first part, we have revealed the first enemy of your energy, cereal. In the next part, we will uncover another food, one that many seniors drink every single morning, believing it gives them life, but in truth, it drains their spirit. If cereal is the silent thief, this next one is the loud robber, charging in and demanding payment from your heart and mind. In our last teaching, we exposed the first thief of your morning energy, cereal, the silent saboteur disguised as health. You now understand how those colorful boxes with their sugar-coated promises weaken your body, cloud your mind, and rob you of vitality. Many of you have already begun to imagine a life without that daily bowl of spikes and crashes, and that decision alone will change the rhythm of your mornings forever. But today, we must go deeper. Because cereal is not the only trap waiting for you at the start of the day. There's another food, or rather a drink, that nearly every senior in the world consumes at sunrise. It has become so normal, so deeply tied to the very ritual of waking up, that questioning it feels almost impossible. Yet, as a Shaolin master, my duty is to help you see truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. This food, this drink, is the loudest thief of your energy. Where cereal whispers and tricks, this one shouts and demands payment, draining your heart, your nerves, and your mind. I am speaking of coffee. Yes, the steaming cup you reach for as your eyes barely open. The liquid that millions swear they cannot live without. The bitter comfort that seems to promise alertness, focus, and power. But for seniors, especially those over 60, coffee is a double-edged sword. And if you are not careful, it will carve away your energy, leaving only dependence in its place. Let me tell you the story of Maria, a 68-year-old woman from Texas. She wrote to me in frustration. "Master, I cannot function without my 2 cups of coffee in the morning. But I feel tired by noon, anxious by afternoon, and restless at night. My doctor says I should cut back, but I feel like I will collapse if I do." I told her, "Maria, coffee does not give you energy. It borrows it and then demands interest." At first, she could not believe it, but when I guided her through a gradual change, replacing her morning coffee with gentler, nourishing alternatives, she discovered something remarkable. Her natural energy returned, her mood steadied, her sleep deepened. For the first time in years, she woke refreshed without needing caffeine to push her forward. Science explains why. Coffee works by blocking adenosine, a chemical in your brain that signals fatigue. In the short term, this feels like energy, but it is not. It is simply silencing your body's natural voice. And like all silenced voices, it eventually roars back. That is why hours after drinking coffee, you crash. The fatigue is deeper, the brain fog heavier, and so you drink more. By afternoon, the cycle repeats, leaving your nervous system overstimulated, your sleep broken, your energy unstable. Now consider this. After age 60, your body processes caffeine much more slowly. The half-life of caffeine, the time it takes to eliminate half of it, doubles compared to younger years. This means the coffee you drink at 9 a.m. is still rattling your nerves at bedtime. No wonder so many seniors lie awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, not knowing why sleep has betrayed them. And then exhausted the next morning, they drink even more coffee. It is a trap without end. The Shaolin monks teach, a tool used beyond balance becomes a weapon against its owner. Coffee can be a tool, a stimulant in rare times of need. But used daily, used as a crutch, it becomes a weapon against your energy, your mood, and your years. True energy is not borrowed. True energy is cultivated. Let us look deeper into the damage. Coffee triggers the release of cortisol, your stress hormone. Over time, this constant stress response inflames your body, weakens your immune system, and accelerates aging. For seniors already vulnerable to high blood pressure, heart palpitations, or anxiety, this is a dangerous game. Your body is asking for calm, nourishment, and steady vitality, not jolts of false fire. Some of you may say, "But Master, I feel awake with my morning coffee. I cannot think without it." To you, I say, that is the illusion. You feel awake only because you were trapped in a cycle of withdrawal. Coffee does not give new energy. It merely lifts the fog that coffee itself created. Once you break the cycle, your mornings become clearer than you imagined possible. Let me ask you, how many years of your life have been dictated by the need for that first sip? How many hours of true rest have you lost to caffeine's chains? And what would your days feel like if you woke naturally, alive, and ready, without leaning on a bitter cup? The answer is freedom, and that freedom comes when you reclaim your mornings. The monks of Shaolin begin their day not with stimulants, but with breathwork, meditation, and warm teas made from herbs that calm the body and awaken the spirit. Ginger tea, green tea, or simply warm water with lemon. These cleanse, hydrate, and energize naturally. They harmonize your chi instead of spiking it. They build energy instead of borrowing it. Maria, the woman I told you about, replaced her morning coffee with warm ginger tea. At first, she struggled. She missed the ritual. But within 3 weeks, she noticed something extraordinary. She no longer felt jittery by midday. Her afternoons were steady, her sleep was deep, and her mornings were alive. She said, "Master, I feel as if my body was waiting for me to listen all these years. Now I finally hear its voice." This is what awaits you when you release coffee's grip. You rediscover the natural rhythm of your body. You awaken to true vitality, not the false buzz of a stimulant. And you realize that your golden years are meant to be lived with steady strength, not borrowed bursts of borrowed fire. So reflect now. Tomorrow morning, as you reach for that cup, ask yourself, is this my master or my servant? Does this drink give me life, or does it steal from the years I still have left? You hold the power to decide. In our journey, we have now revealed 2 foods that rob your mornings: cereal, the silent thief, and coffee, the loud robber. But there is still one more, and this one, my friends, is the most dangerous of all. It is sweet, comforting, and almost every senior believes it to be harmless. Yet, it is the #1 cause of fatigue, weight gain, and premature aging in your mornings. In our final teaching, I will expose this last enemy, the food you must absolutely avoid if you wish to protect your energy, your memory, and your independence. We have come far in this journey together. You now know the truth about cereal, the silent thief hiding behind bright boxes and fake promises. You understand coffee, the loud robber giving you the illusion of power but chaining your body to dependence and restless nights. Removing just these 2 already begins to free your mornings, restoring energy that belongs to you, not to food industries or stimulants. But now we arrive at the most important revelation of all, the final and most dangerous food. If you only remember one thing from this entire teaching, let it be this. The greatest enemy of your energy after 60 is sugar-loaded pastries and breads. Yes, the morning donuts, muffins, sweet rolls, croissants, and even the innocent-looking white toast with jam. These foods, so comforting, so familiar, so tied to childhood memories, are among the worst ways any senior can begin the day. They do not just steal your energy. They steal your strength, your focus, and even your independence. Let me share with you the story of Harold, a 75-year-old retired engineer. For years, Harold began his mornings with coffee and a pastry, sometimes a muffin, sometimes a cinnamon roll. He said, "It's just a little treat, master. I deserve it after all these years of work." But every morning, by 11 a.m., he felt weak, shaky, and hungry again. His wife noticed his memory slipping, his patience growing thin, his naps becoming longer. His doctor said, "You're just getting old." But I told Harold something different. It is not age, it is your mornings. You are feeding your decline. You see, pastries and white breads are pure refined carbohydrates. The moment they hit your body, they behave like sugar injections. Your blood sugar spikes sky high, your pancreas is overwhelmed, and within hours your energy collapses. The crash is not just tiredness, it is irritability, brain fog, and weakness. For seniors whose insulin sensitivity is already low, this cycle damages blood vessels, accelerates memory decline, and feeds the very conditions you fear most: diabetes, dementia, and heart disease. Science now calls this postprandial hyperglycemia, a fancy way of saying after-meal blood sugar spike. But in Shaolin wisdom, the masters said long ago, food that rises too fast falls too hard. The principle is the same. When you start your day with sugar and white flour, you rise for a moment, but you fall much harder. And with every fall, your body grows weaker. Think of it this way. Your golden years should be like climbing a mountain. Every step steady, every breath strong, every moment filled with clarity as you rise toward wisdom. But pastries are like putting stones in your backpack. You may still walk, but every step is heavier, every breath is shorter, and eventually you collapse under the weight you chose to carry. Harold decided to change. With his wife's help, he replaced his morning pastry with a small bowl of steel-cut oats topped with nuts and a few berries. At first, he missed the sweetness, but within 2 weeks he wrote to me, "Master, I wake up alive now. I do not crash. I can read again without falling asleep. My wife says I smile more." Months later, he said, "It is as if a fog lifted from my life. This is the power of removing morning sugar." Now I ask you, how many times have you blamed age for your weakness, when in truth it was your breakfast? How many mornings did you eat a pastry only to fall into a fog hours later thinking, "I'm just getting older"? This lie has been sold to you and too many have accepted it. But I tell you now, it is not age, it is choice. And you can choose differently starting tomorrow. Some of you may be thinking, "But Master, what about moderation? Can I not enjoy a pastry once in a while?" To this I answer yes, but only when your body is strong and balanced. A rare indulgence is not the problem. The problem is ritual. The problem is making sugar your daily sunrise. That is not indulgence, that is surrender. So here is your new truth. When you wake tomorrow, you must ask, do I honor my body or do I betray it? Each bite is a choice. Each morning you write the story of your life. The Shaolin monks begin each day with discipline, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. They teach that discipline is the bridge between weakness and freedom. By refusing the comfort of sugar in the morning, you are not punishing yourself. You are freeing yourself. You are choosing clarity over fog, strength over weakness, youth over decline. Now let me give you a vision. Imagine yourself 3 months from now. You no longer eat cereal. You no longer depend on coffee. You no longer grab a sweet roll with your tea. Instead, your mornings begin with water, gentle movement, nourishing foods like eggs, oats, nuts, and fruit. Your energy is steady. Your mind is clear. You laugh more. You walk longer. Your children or grandchildren look at you and say, "You have changed. You are alive again." This is not a dream. It is a choice. And it begins with removing just 3 foods. So here we stand at the end of this journey. We have unmasked the 3 morning foods that steal your energy after 60. Cereal, the silent thief. Coffee, the loud robber. Pastries and white bread, the sweetest but most dangerous enemy of all. Now the path is in front of you, and you must decide. Will you continue with the habits that steal your mornings, or will you step onto the path of strength, clarity, and golden vitality? If you take only one thing from today, let it be this. Your mornings are your foundation. Guard them fiercely. What you eat is not just food. It is the destiny of your day, the length of your years, the brightness of your spirit. I invite you now to walk this path with us. Join our family here at Golden Wisdom. Comment below. What food will you remove tomorrow morning? I read every word you write, and together we build strength. Subscribe, share this teaching with someone you love, and let us spread this wisdom to every senior who deserves to thrive, not decline. Remember, you are not powerless. You are not old. You are golden. And golden years are not about fading away. They are about shining brighter than ever before.